Asia is the fastest-growing economic region, as well as the largest continental economy by both GDP Nominal and PPP in the world. The economy of Asia comprises more than 4.5 billion people, 60% of the world population, living in 49 different nations. While the economies of most Asian countries can be characterized as developing, there is enormous variation among them. The continent contains one of the world's most economically developed countries like Japan, South Korea, Taiwan, and Singapore, and several that are impoverished, such as Afghanistan, Cambodia, and Nepal. This variation has a regional dimension. Most of the countries of Southwest Asia fall within one of the middle-income categories, as defined by the World Bank. Exceptions are Israel and the Persian Gulf states of Kuwait, Qatar, and the United Arab Emirates, which are considered high-income. Most of the countries of North and Central Asia fall within the low-income category, except Russia, Siberia, Kazakhstan, and Uzbekistan. Likewise, all the countries of South Asia are considered low-income, apart from lower-middle-income Sri Lanka. Except for North Korea, which is considered low-income, East Asia is the most prosperous part of the continent. Most countries in this region are considered upper-middle income, and Japan is considered high-income. China, which has experienced dramatic rates of economic growth since the late 20th century, may be poised to achieve middle-income status anytime soon. Many of the countries of Southeast Asia have likewise achieved high rates of growth and have moved into one of the middle-income categories, or even, in the case of Singapore and Brunei, into the high-income category. In the World Economic Outlook report published by the International Monetary Fund, IMF, recently, China remains as the largest economy in Asia, followed by Japan, India, South Korea, and Indonesia. These five together hold a huge 76.5% share of the Asian economy. Timor-Leste is the smallest economy in Asia. 6 economies of Asia would have GDP above $1 trillion, and 23 would have an economy of above $100 billion. In 2021, Saudi Arabia will overtake Turkey to become the 7th largest economy in Asia. United Arab Emirates will surpass Philippines. Hong Kong will be overtaken by Malaysia and Singapore. 4 Asian economies are in the list of top 10 largest economy in the world, and 19 economies are within the top 50 world GDP ranking. Out of 49 economies, the GDP, or gross domestic product nominal, of 46 economies would increase, and 3 economies would decrease in 2021 compared to 2020. With $2 trillion, China will be the top contributor, accounting for more than half of the increase in the Asian economy. India, $286 billion, and Iran, $246 billion, are other top contributors. The 3 decliners would be Myanmar, Timor-Leste, and Bhutan. In PPP data, or purchasing power parity data, the 5 largest economies of Asia are China, India, Japan, Indonesia, and Turkey. 12 economies would have GDP above $1 trillion in 2021, and 30 would have an economy of above $100 billion. Qatar and Uzbekistan will overtake Myanmar. The rank of Lebanon will be down by 2 positions. 4 Asian economies are in the list of top 10 largest economies globally, and 21 economies are within the top 50 world GDP ranking.
Here are the 20 largest economies in Asia as of 2021.
The economy of Iraq is dominated by the oil sector, which as of 2021, has provided about 92% of foreign exchange earnings. Iraq's economy, in terms of GDP or gross domestic product, grew from $169.488 billion in 2020 to $201.472 billion in 2021. Pakistan, with population of over 220 million people, the world's 5th largest, is a developing country, with a semi-industrial economy. Its primary export commodities include textiles, leather goods, sports goods, chemicals, carpets, and rugs. Pakistan's economy per GDP nominal grew from $261.726 billion to $292.217 billion. Bangladesh, with population of more than 160 million, is one of the fastest growing economies in the world as well as the fastest growing economy in South Asia. The economy of Bangladesh is characterized as a developing market economy. Its primary commodities are garments and agricultural products. It is the 33rd largest in the world in nominal terms, and 31st largest by purchasing power parity or PPP. Bangladesh economy grew from $323.057 billion in 2020 to $355.689 billion in 2021. The economy of Vietnam, a Southeast Asian country with population of more than 97 million, is a mixed socialist-oriented market economy, which is the 37th largest in the world as measured by nominal gross domestic product, GDP, and 23rd largest in the world as measured by purchasing power parity, PPP, in 2020. Vietnam has become a leading agricultural exporter and served as an attractive destination for foreign investment in Southeast Asia. Vietnam's economy grew from $343.114 billion in 2020 to $368.002 billion in 2021. Vietnam is a member of the Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation, APEC, the Association of Southeast Asian Nations, ASEAN, and the World Trade Organization, WTO. Hong Kong, officially the Hong Kong Special Administrative Region of the People's Republic of China, is a city and special administrative region of China on the eastern Pearl River Delta in South China with population of more than 7 million. Hong Kong's economy is a highly developed free market economy. Its economy is governed under positive non-interventionism and is highly dependent on international trade and finance. Hong Kong's economy, in terms of nominal GDP, grew from $346.584 billion in 2020 to $369.722 billion in 2021. Malaysia, a Southeast Asian country with population of more than 32 million, has a newly industrialized market economy, ranked 4th largest in Southeast Asia and 33rd largest in the world. The economy has traditionally been fueled by its natural resources, but is expanding in the sectors of science, tourism, commerce and medical tourism. It is a founding member of Association of Southeast Asian Nations or ASEAN, Organization of Islamic Cooperation or OIC, and a member of Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation or APEC. Malaysia's economy, in terms of GDP nominal, grew from $337.008 billion in 2020 to $371.114 billion in 2021. Singapore, officially the Republic of Singapore, is a sovereign island city-state in maritime Southeast Asia with population of more than 5.6 million. The economy of Singapore is a highly developed free market economy. Singapore's economy has been ranked by the World Economic Forum as the most open in the world, the 3rd least corrupt, and the most pro-business. It has the 2nd highest per capita GDP in the world in terms of purchasing power parity, PPP. The country's main exports include electronics, chemicals and services. Singapore's economy, in terms of nominal GDP, grew from $339.981 billion in 2020 to $378.645 billion in 2021. Singapore is a member of Association of Southeast Asian Nations or ASEAN, APEC and WTO. The Philippines, officially the Republic of the Philippines, is an archipelagic country in Southeast Asia with a population of more than 110 million. The economy of the Philippines is the world's 32nd largest economy by nominal GDP, according International Monetary Fund, the 12th largest economy in Asia, and the 3rd largest economy in the ASEAN after Indonesia and Thailand. The Philippines is one of the emerging markets, and the 3rd highest economy in Southeast Asia by nominal GDP nominal, following Thailand and Indonesia. The country's primary exports include semiconductors and electronic products, transport equipment, garments, copper products, petroleum products, coconut oil, and fruits. Its economy, in terms of nominal GDP, grew from $361.489 billion in 2020 to $385.737 billion in 2021. The Philippines is a member of Association of Southeast Asian Nations or ASEAN, APEC, and WTO. The United Arab Emirates is a country in Western Asia. Located at the eastern end of the Arabian Peninsula, it has a population of more than 10 million. The economy of the United Arab Emirates is the fifth largest in the Middle East, after Turkey, Saudi Arabia, Egypt, and Iran. The country's economy is heavily reliant on revenues from petroleum and natural gas. A significant portion of UAE's economy was based on the oil exports. Tourism is one of the bigger, non-oil sources of revenue in the UAE. A massive construction boom, an expanding manufacturing base, and a thriving services sector are helping the UAE diversify its economy. The country's economy grew from $358.869 billion in 2020 to $410.158 billion in 2021 in terms of nominal GDP. Israel, a Middle Eastern country on the Mediterranean Sea with a population of more than 9 million, has a developed free market economy. The country's major economic sectors are technology and industrial manufacturing. Israel's economy grew from $407.101 billion in 2020 to $467.532 billion in 2021 in terms of nominal GDP. Thailand, historically known as Siam, is a country in Southeast Asia with a population of almost 70 million. The economy of Thailand is dependent on exports, which accounted in 2019 for about 60% of the country's gross domestic product, GDP. Thailand, a newly industrialized country, is the 10th largest economy in Asia, according to the World Bank. Its economy grew from $501.712 billion in 2020 to $546.223 billion in 2021 in terms of nominal GDP. Thailand is a member of Southeast Asian Nations, ASEAN, APEC, and WTO. Taiwan, officially the Republic of China, is a country in East Asia with population of more than 23 million. The economy of Taiwan is a highly developed free market economy. It is the 9th largest in Asia and 22nd largest in the world by purchasing power parity, or PPP. Taiwan is the most technologically advanced computer microchip maker in the world. Taiwan's economy grew from $668.156 billion in 2020 to $785.589 billion in 2021 in terms of nominal GDP. Turkey, officially the Republic of Turkey, is a country located mainly in Western Asia, with a portion on the Balkans in Southeast Europe. The economy of Turkey is an emerging market economy and one of the world's newly industrialized countries. With a population of 83.4 million as of 2021, Turkey has the world's 21st largest nominal GDP and the 8th largest in Asia. The country is among the world's leading producers of agricultural products, textiles, motor vehicles, transportation equipment, construction materials, consumer electronics, and home appliances. The country's economy grew from $719.919 billion in 2020 to $795.952 billion in 2021 in terms of nominal GDP. Saudi Arabia, officially the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, is a country in Western Asia. The economy of Saudi Arabia is the largest economy in the Arab world as well as in the Middle East. The country's economy is heavily dependent on oil. With a total worth of $34.4 trillion, Saudi Arabia has the second most valuable natural resources in the world. The country has the second largest proven petroleum reserves, and is the largest exporter of petroleum in the world. It also has the fifth largest proven natural gas reserves, and is considered an energy superpower. The economy grew from $700.118 billion in 2020 to $842.588 billion in 2021 in terms of nominal GDP. Saudi Arabia is part of the G20 group of countries and a member of OPEC. Iran, also called Persia, and officially the Islamic Republic of Iran, is a country in Western Asia with a population of more than 83 million. The economy of Iran is a mixed economy with a large state-owned sector. It is the world's 17th largest by nominal GDP. Iran's economy is centrally planned and it is dominated by oil and gas production. With 10% of the world's proven oil reserves and 15% of its gas reserves, Iran is considered an energy superpower. Its economy grew from $835.351 billion in 2020 to $1.081 trillion in 2021 in terms of nominal GDP. Indonesia, officially the Republic of Indonesia, is a country in Southeast Asia with a population of more than 273 million. The economy of Indonesia is the largest in Southeast Asia and is one of the emerging market economies of the world. As a middle-income country and member of the G20, Indonesia is classified as a newly industrialized country. It is the 16th largest economy in the world by nominal GDP and the 5th largest in Asia. The country's economy grew from $1.059 trillion in 2020 to $1.150 trillion in 2021 in terms of nominal GDP. Indonesia is a member of Southeast Asian nations, ASEAN, OPEC and OIC. South Korea, officially the Republic of Korea, is a country in East Asia with a population of 51 million. The economy of South Korea is a highly developed economy. Its export-oriented economy is the 4th largest in Asia and the 10th largest in the world. South Korea is also the 8th largest exporter and importer in the world. The country's economy grew from $1.638 trillion in 2020 to $1.823 trillion in 2021 in terms of nominal GDP. India, officially the Republic of India, is a country in South Asia. It is the 7th largest country by area, the 2nd most populous country in the world with a population of 1.38 billion. The economy of India is a middle-income developing mixed economy. It is the world's 6th largest economy by nominal GDP and the 3rd largest by purchasing power parity, PPP. India is the world's 9th largest importer and the 12th largest exporter. The service sector makes up 50% of GDP and remains the fastest growing sector, while the industrial sector and the agricultural sector employs a majority of the labor force. India's economy grew from $2.660 trillion in 2020 to $2.946 trillion in 2021. Japan is an island country in East Asia with population of more than 125 million. The economy of Japan is a highly developed free market economy. It is the 3rd largest in the world by nominal GDP and the 4th largest by purchasing power parity, PPP. Japan's is the world's 3rd largest automobile manufacturing country. It is often ranked among the world's most innovative countries, leading several measures of global patent filings. Japan's economy grew from $5.045 trillion in 2020 to $5.103 trillion in 2021 in terms of nominal GDP. Japan is a member of both the G7 and G20. China, officially the People's Republic of China, is a country in East Asia. It is the world's most populous country, with a population of more than 1.4 billion. The economy of the People's Republic of China is a developing market-oriented, mixed economy that incorporates economic planning through industrial policies and strategic 5-year plans. China has the world's 2nd largest economy when measured by nominal GDP, and the world's largest economy since 2014 when measured by purchasing power parity, PPP. The country's economy grew from $14.866 trillion in 2020 to $16.862 trillion in 2021 in terms of nominal GDP. Thanks for watching Maverick TV. See you again next time on my future videos.